Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys. Welcome back to another reaction. This one's going to be interesting because it's a new Disturbed song. Before I do this reaction, you guys should know where I come from when it comes to Disturbed. Is that I was listening to metal as a younger kid through my brother. All the stuff, all old school 80s and kind of 70s, 90s stuff. So when Disturbed came around, they were like part of that new wave of metal with System of the Down, with Godsmack. And most of those bands kind of faded in obscurity for me, where I felt like they had a couple of decent songs, like Down with the Sickness, but I never really was a fan of Disturbed. I didn't particularly was like one of the metal elitist haters on it. I just didn't enjoy them. To me, they were more basic than some of the other stuff that I would like to listen to, including Godsmack. System of the Down was one of the bands that stuck around with me and I really, really enjoyed. But so you know where I'm coming from. I am coming in with an open mind. I don't know what to expect. I haven't listened to the band in 10, 15 years, however it's been. So I don't know what to expect anymore. I just know the vocalist always had a good voice. That's one thing I always can point out with it. And I am a critical person, guys, so be ready for that. But it's more in the spirit of conversation of how I feel rather than outright criticism of the band. I gotta say, this is bringing me back to high school days and listening to one of those albums that came out like in 2003, 2004. I was really popular from Disturbed. And his like vocal expressions, I forgot. He has this like almost like a hip-hop-ish kind of rhythm to it, but he sings, but he does the metal thing. I just know he's always gotten criticized over the years by saying something that a lot of metalheads would deem unmetal. Because I always seen Disturbed, and this is not a disrespect to them. I've always seen them like the Disney version of heavy metal, which means there's something to enjoy, something to like, but there's not much to sink your teeth into. But this is so far, I would say it's a fun song that anybody can get into. It's a lot more widespread and mainstream than something like Slayer is. Whether it's better or not, I think that's a matter of taste. I would say Slayer is just a more technically sound band, but again, you can't argue taste.
Just keep this thought in mind. The closest mirror reveals the true enemy staring back at you. Hey, you walking away, got the wrong kind of mindset, and it's helping no one. Hey, you throw it away, you'll only grow to despise it. Realize it. Hey, you! Can you feel the effect of it? That shit keeps running your mind. Hey, you! Have you woken up? Do you still deny? Are you gonna comply? Hey, you! This world is full of it. Madness is easy to find. Hey, you! Is it bad enough? You continue to lie, telling me you're fine with it. You know you can't let go. So keep this thought in mind. Your greatest enemy is still alive and growing inside of you. Hey, you walking away, got the wrong kind of mindset, and it's
I think what I'm feeling right now is I like the main bridge and riff. I think it's kind of had this addictive nature to it. It's fun, even though it's very repetitive, right? It's like It's bridge, chorus, bridge, chorus. There's not much of a change up here going on. It's a very, very simplistic song, but I would still say I think the bridge is fun. It has a catchy tune to it. The chorus, I got to be honest with you guys, I'm not digging it at all. It just comes out of nowhere, and his voice and rhythm of the whole chorus, it just kills the rhythm of the song, because the song has this kind of heaviness and like attitude to it, and what he's singing about and what you should be caring about doesn't match his intonation to me. It's just like a weird mix. It's kind of what I just remembered Disturbed to be. Nothing much has changed. They are the pop metal kind of, you know. And again, I don't mean that as an automatic disrespect. I know people are going to take it as a disrespect. But it's like some people like pop music. I just tend to not like pop music because I need more. I want something that's a little bit more obscure, something a little bit more technical, something a little bit more like, whoa, what did I just hear? I need to listen to it again. And with a lot more prowess from when it comes to guitars and drums and everything, where here there's so far not much. You know what I'll give credit to Disturbed, to Korn, to Slipknot, to Godsmack, System of the Down. I'll give all of them a credit for putting a lot more people into heavy metal. Sort of like, you know, how people are bitching right now that Stranger Things, like, oh, so what, Metallica is mainstream now because it's in, you know, they played it in Stranger Things. Dude, that's better. More people are getting discovered to what Metallica is, to what heavy metal is. I mean, I think that's a great thing. What Disturbed did is definitely brought more eyes, it brought more attention to what was a lot more of an obscure genre in the late 90s, early 2000s, until it had this kind of resurgence that heavy metal has had. Because, you know, heavy metal was really popular right in the 80s. There was a big fall off in the 90s. I believe like 2000, late 2000s and 2010s, it kind of picked up again. And I thought partially it's due to bands like Disturbed. I can totally see somebody who's not into this kind of music listen to this and kind of be able to jam out to it. I'm sure if I see a reactor who doesn't listen to heavy metal, they can jam out to this. To me, I'm interested to see, for fans of Disturbed, how do you feel about this in comparison to some of the other bands that you listen to? Are you okay with that it's just simplistic, or do you find it to be, no, it's really technical and it's really good? Like, what is your opinion on the band overall? I'm sure there's people that know that Disturbed is a little bit on the simpler side, but what it provides for them, especially nostalgia, is more than enough for them to enjoy it.
Walking away, got the wrong kind of mindset, and it's helping no one. Hey, I'm throwing away, you only grow to despise it, realize it. Hey, I'm walking away, got the wrong kind of mindset, and it's helping no one. Hey, I'm throwing away, you
And I mean, pretty clear message in the music video, right? It's like we're being blinded by overload of information, the internet, what do you want to call it, by misinformation that causes us to fight against one another. And all we have to do is just change our mindset and take off this veil that's on top of our head, and we will unite and be friendly again. I'm guessing he's talking very much about the kind of split nature of the United States. Music video told that story pretty clearly. I like the cyberpunk feel of it. Actually, I didn't so much had a problem with the music video. I think it did its job. More so with the chorus and some of the things that I thought didn't match. Did like that main riff. I thought it was kind of cool. Too bad there wasn't really a solo here. It was a nice little change up in the end as well. So overall, I think I enjoyed myself doing this. But would I be seeking out the new Disturbed album? Perhaps no. I don't think it's made for me. I think it's made for a different demographic. That being said, again, I want to wait for you guys to sign off in the comments so we can talk about it. And guys, make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out there and keep it metal.